So besides nitrification and urease inhibitors, fertilizer manufacturers have come up with other creative means by which we can improve nitrogen use efficiency. And one of those means is the creation of slow release fertilizers. So these types of fertilizers protect nitrogen by simply delaying the availability or solubility of nitrogen, right? They are slow release fertilizer. The protection time is between weeks and months, and the release rate of nitrogen from these types of fertilizers is dependent on three different things. It's dependent on the chemical structure that's placed around the fertilizer prill itself, or it's protected or controlled. That's not controlled. The release rate is determined by the molecular weight or degree of polymerization of the product that's placed around the prill, the fertilizer pellet. And the release rate is determined by environmental conditions, moisture and temperature. I can tell you with these products, the release is slow because it's slowly released over time. But once the outside of these materials that are placed on the outside of the fertilizer pellet, once that is broken down or degraded, the control it's uncontrolled. The release of nitrogen from these products is uncontrolled at that point. So let's do this. Let's look at a couple of these types of products. So let's look at a couple of these types of products on this slide here. I'm not going to go through and name all these types of products, but I like the first one because it tells you sort of how this works, especially with the first one. You can use a product that has, it's a urea reaction product. And if you look at some of the chemicals that are used, for example, and this is the one I want to point out to you, is urea formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. What the heck do we use formaldehyde for? We use formaldehyde for embalming. So we embalm with formaldehyde to reduce the degradation of human tissue by microorganisms. So you can imagine what this does in the soil. It basically would sterilize the soil for a known period of time, dependent on how much of this product was placed on the outside of the fertilizer pellet itself. There's other products that sort of work similarly. Eventually, because this product and other products have carbon in them, they're eventually attacked by microorganisms and degraded. And when they are degraded, the release is uncontrolled. I can tell you that these types of products are largely used either in hort or in professional turf. All right, here's two common names that are used currently: Nitroform, Neutralene. There's some new products on the market. These new products have a high cost per unit nitrogen. So these products most likely will never be used in large scale production ag like corn, soybeans, or wheat because they are just very expensive. Nonetheless, I hope you understand what this is meant when I say slow release fertilizers.